All right, what's up, guys? Here we are, Smash University. Charles, it's Bam. We're going to do another recap. We saw you guys in the comments suggesting that you guys wanted more of these kinds of videos, so we're going to bring it here to you. Glitch 8.5, what a tournament. Before we get into it, you know the drill. Like, comment, and subscribe. But, yeah, this tournament, ESAM took it home and won. But, I mean, ESAM winning a tournament, I mean, that's nothing too, like... I'm not too surprising to hear about, but there was a certain player there as well at that tournament. That
he's kind of good.
He's kind of good. MK Leo, kind of the best in the world, right? So Leo, now this is really interesting. We haven't seen ESAM compete at the two other like big tournaments post quarantine that we've seen, right? We haven't seen him compete, or in turn, like what I'm thinking of is Summit and Riptide. So we didn't see ESAM at both of those tournaments. Now we see him at Glitch, and he comes out and double jeopardies, just like double eliminates MK Leo. Beats him in winners, beats him in losers. So yeah, it was quite the tournament.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, that tournament was insane. First off, shout out to VGBC, man. Incredible tournament. The theming was amazing, you know. Always love themed tournaments. Always think that's the wave, just especially with Smash. There's so much history there, and they knocked it out of the park, bro. They did everything they could to really make it special. I wish I was there, man. I know you had a good time there. This is so fire. But I mean, like, it didn't stop with obviously the aesthetic and the theme. It kept going with how people were playing, man. People, when you have a good tournament, people want to play well. The stakes are high. People get excited, and you could see that there. Yeah, it was insane just to see, again, a full breadth of a lot of these characters come into play. A couple big things for me, outside the obvious one that you were talking about, you know, ESAM going to MK Leo. You have Pink Fresh, man. Pink Fresh doing his thing. I mean, he's always been strong. Yep. You know, someone still, despite how strong he is in this region, kind of slept on because he's obviously doing his thing. He's not traveling as much as some of these other people. And so sometimes people forget how good he is. And especially when it comes to Min Min being a character that is a force to be reckoned with. And I think Pink Fresh is the best Min Min in the US. I don't think that it should be debated.
That's no debate.
Yeah.
And even like Pink Fresh had a great like top 32 winner side. I commentated his match versus Leo. Oh man, he should have had that one. That's all I'm gonna say about that. It was game 5, extremely close, and there was even he was game 2. Pink won game 1. Game 2, Pink was like he butchered like 2 layups for a KO on the last stock. So it could have gone up 2-0 versus Leo, and it still ended up game 5. Like, Leo got taken at game 5 a lot this tournament, which just really goes to show that the gap that Leo established pre-quarantine might not be quite there post-quarantine. Obviously, I have complete and utter faith in Leo just kind of like taking back his throne and whatnot, right? And we even saw the Joker coming out. But just... yeah, I wouldn't say he like super struggled this tournament. I mean, the only player that beat him was ESAM, but a lot of players took him to game 5, and a lot of it looked close. And he was kind of shuffling around the characters too, forced on the Joker, and still couldn't take it against ESAM. I think Leo's lineup is pretty weak against Pikachu. Obviously still doable. I don't think he needs to pick up another character to answer Pikachu, but he's just gonna have to work a little harder. Some of these matchups, like the Byleth, it looked super rough. ESAM freed that recovery up. Like, he was getting gimped sub 50 like back to back. It was,
my man's legs got swept, like
edge guarded. And I mean,
man,
Byleth's recovery is very good, the best tether in the game. So I just feel like there's certain characters that can attack that attack Byleth at an angle where it's really tough for Byleth, because the only risky thing about Byleth when you're edge guarding Byleth is like Byleth can swing aerials at you, can swing the side B, right? Can stall with up B, stall with side B, and if you try to go for a drop zone and you like come above Byleth, go for a drop zone, you can get reversal and just die, right? But if you tack it at a direct horizontal, and Byleth doesn't have good air drift, right? So it's like you just have to get to the spot where Byleth wants to sink to first. That's essentially it. And if you don't have time for it, sometimes you just have to let it go, you know?
Yeah, I know, you're absolutely right. Like, you can essentially just shadow Byleth, you know, and fall down, and then a lot of characters just can use their double jump, right, to go and to make up that range. Like, you know, kind of you catch that Byleth swinging and then slipping, like, all right, boom, double jump, do a bear, whatever.
Right.
And now they're in a very, very bad position. Regardless, the tether's so good, but still, like, it seems like people are getting better at recognizing how they can shadow recoveries and just kind of react to certain situations. And one person who's always been good, love him or hate him, whatever you want, dude, like, ESAM has always been talented at that. He's always been about optimization, and he is a guardian of the edges. That is who he is, right? And I respect it. And Pikachu is just a character that does it like off rip, right? So he has always been really consistent at those things. He understands how I can fall down with someone and time it, right? Obviously, we saw the T-Jolts in action, easy dub. You know, we saw some of the up air bridges going out throughout the course of the tournament. I mean, he was doing that throughout the entire weekend, even the precursor event. He got people with 0 to deaths, man. Like, and that stuff is so strong, man. So strong.
Yeah, and the thing about ESAM as well, like, I was talking to him, and he said he didn't even really feel like he nailed any of, like, the 0 to death bridges in a sense of, like, bridging it into the killing F-air or F-air, you know what I mean? But even if ESAM didn't, like, do the complete bridge into the fair that KOs off the side, he still was able to bridge and use it as a corner carry to set up for an edge guard or set up for a ledge trap. And that's where Pikachu gets really strong, right? Like, okay, I'm not, like... And the thing is, like, Pikachu's metagame's not even close to being done, like, being optimized, right? ESAM and Shiny Mark are the only two Pikachus that I really see get a really good amount of consistency, like mileage off of the corner carry with the sour up air. And dude, there was even one clip, oh my god, it was so broken. ESAM got a quick attack reversal because ESAM got hit off stage, got a quick attack reversal, comboed it into the sour up air, and then comboed the sour up air into a fair and killed Leo. Like, when you are... Quick attack is already, like, stupid broken. It crosses up shields. You can beat it with the lingering hitbox, which is why characters like Ness and Mario seem to do really well versus Pikachu, but the fact that you have to respect it, and it crosses up shield, and if it connects, it has a hitbox, it can combo, right, and for damage, now Pikachus are starting to combo into, like, KOs off of quick attack reversals.
Yeah, like with
how
punishes, man.
Right, like, how much more respect are you gonna have to put this move, like, put on this move after you win neutral, after you hit Pikachu off stage, you know what I mean? So, you know, shouts to ESAM. He's been really optimizing the Pikachu and really bringing that character to the next level. I mean, he's kind of been doing it for over a decade, obviously. He's been the best Pikachu ever since Brawl, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
In multiple games. So,
and
definitely
it's so weird, man. Right? Just Pikachu, like, I mean, even you think about Axe, right, in Melee, like, it's so weird that for some reason, outside of 64, people don't like playing that character or something. Like, or it's just like, in terms of, like, good players playing that character, there's a lot of Pikachus out there, but sorry, you ain't an Ash Pikachu, right? And we just want to be honest about it. Like, there's such a huge skill gap between, like, an Axe or an ESAM and anyone else. And this character has always been insanely strong. The character's always been really good at edge guarding, really good at these corner carries. And like you said, like, we saw a couple, again, the grind, right? That's the event they do beforehand. Like, you saw at the grind, he actually did get someone with a successful up air bridge into a fair kill, and he got them with, like, I think he down threw them at, like, 20% or something like that, and then got them in with a full hop nair onto the Smash Full platform, and from there, he actually did the drag down nair into platform drop up air into the whole bridge extension. That was incredible. That was it was now, so good.
Getting it off of drag downs, getting it off of back air starters, right? Like, the list of starters. And the thing about ESAM too is like, you can mix up your DI, and it, like, ESAM knows which variant of the combo to go for on in DI, out DI. He's very good at, and it's because of the training mod pack. He sits down and grinds with the training mod pack. You can, like, just practice your combo game on the training mod pack by alternating, like, oh, there's in and out DI, randomize it, you know, randomize swing, randomize air dodge, right? And you can really just get amazing at all these situations. And even, like, ESAM beat Leo in both sets game 4. First set in winners, he went up 2-0 on Leo. Leo brought out the Joker game 3. So the Byleth got washed game 1 and 2. And then Joker came out game 3. He won with game 3 Joker. Game 4, ESAM closed out. That's like peak Leo power. That's like game 4 coming down from an 0-2, right? That's usually like when Leo's at his strongest. Like, that's and then ESAM just shut him out. And then I don't know if he was up 2. I don't think he was up 2-0 in Grands, but beat him again Game 4 Grand Finals, set 1. And he was like, he SD'd. He started it off with a quick attack SD. He didn't do 2 zips. He only did 1. And then he brought it back, did like an up air string. Leo DI'd in 3 up airs in a row. And Esam's like, oh, you're going to DI in on my up airs so you don't get edge guard into fair? Cool, I'm going to Thunder. And then he just does a Thunder, and it's delayed, and it drags him all the way down, and then hits the base, and he gets the KO.
Yeah.
He like essentially 0 to death him on the last song. It was crazy. Like the conversion game on Esam, and it's like only gonna get better. So
yeah, no, exactly. And it's like it's not only gonna get better. There's not enough people playing the character, so it's hard to get proper practice and stuff too. Like it's always gonna be strong, and it's one of the things that to me it's been the funniest thing because I almost feel like people are just like, yeah, Pikachu's broken. Yeah, Esam does his studying, but we don't really have to be afraid of him, so we're just going to do whatever we want. Like, no one's cared. And they just allowed this monster to be in the background, kind of working hard. And the truth of the matter is, even if pre-quarantine, Esam, I believe, I want to say that he still was actually doing really well against Leo.
Before,
he's always,
he's always done well versus Leo. He was one of the first people to like take sets off of him.
Right.
Not like the first, but one of the first. He was one of the players that like Leo had to worry about, if that made sense. If that makes sense.
100%.
Yeah, and I mean, shout out to Leo. If Leo doesn't get first, guess what? He gets second. The most consistent player I've ever seen in Ultimate, and I mean it. I remember in the last video, a lot of people just were roasting me for saying like we don't really know who's the best post-quarantine. I think when you look at Ultimate overall, it's for sure Leo, right? But even post-quarantine, I think Leo is kind of getting to the point where it's like if he doesn't get first, he's second. Obviously, Tweak wasn't at this tournament. So, you know, this bracket could have been way different. And I will say a big part of Esam getting first here is he dodged Meister. I don't think if he ran into Meister, he was like absolutely 100% shut out. I think Esam has been working on answers to the Game & Watch, but Meister did beat him in the pre-local at the grind. Esam did not have to play Meister. That was a huge, huge W for Esam.
Yeah, 100%.
And Leo getting second, again, amazing job. He actually got hit into losers very early, and he bodied like everyone until like he started getting into like top 4 area. He was just like putting people in body bags, just like, okay, well, I wasn't ready for the Pikachu, but I'm MK Leo, and he just started bodying everyone, and it was cool. We got to see. I don't think we might have seen some of the Aegis, but it was mainly like, at least for the later part of the bracket, it was the Byleth and the Joker mainly coming out. So we got to see Leo's Joker come through. Esam forcing the Joker. I think Leo is still like in the unrusting phase with Joker. Joker is, you know, that quick, nimble, like you have to play very accurately. You know what I mean? You got to be very precise with the character. So Leo's still coming back up with the Joker, but still, amazing job, still just getting second. I mean, when second's your worst placing, that's absolutely bonkers.
Yeah. I mean, but dude, let's talk about the rest of the standings here, right? I mean, we had, coming in 3rd place, we had Cola.
Redemption arc from Riptide.
Dude, absolutely. Yeah. Moist Cola, the redemption. I mean, we already know him going into, you know, doing well at Summit. Everyone's saying he's really strong. He plays like, you know, he kind of goes super ham, you know, but he seems like he found a way to play that same play style and be consistent. Then we saw him go Riptide, and he got bodied, ironically, by someone who, you know, one of the players who actually, you know, VIP'd at Summit. So I think there's a stronger narrative there than meets the eye, right? Than him just losing to some, like, you know, random jigs, even though base majors and random to godlike jigs, right? But you know, coming in now into Glitch, him getting 3rd place, you know, him actually meeting up with Esam in the winners finals, and you know, to a point that you and I were even talking about before. You were just telling me like how close that forward smash was, man. That unit collision forward smash that changed the course of everything.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Even Leo tweeted it out. He's like, yeah, at least something like that. Like he tweeted out essentially he gets really lucky at least once every tournament. Like something weird happens and it's just like, oh, I guess I'll plot armor. Like, yo, I'll take it, man. Like, because Cola had the read, he got the tech chase, he got the down tilt tech chase, and he read the roll out. And to me, it looked like it should have hit, but I don't, like sometimes things can get funky with unit collision and stuff like that in this game. So I don't know what exactly happened because he didn't even get hit by like the sour hit or anything. Like he just didn't get hit. So
yeah.
maybe
it was
just Cola mistiming it. But like as a spectator, when I watched, I was like, how did that not hit?
Yeah, like when I looked at it and kind of tried to see to slow it down or whatever, it looks like he literally, because Leo was still intangible, he actually dashed past Leo. But it was in this weird thing where he dashed slightly past him, but his body was still kind of there. So then once he pulls back because he's Roy, right, doing forward smash, then it's like Leo started getting pushed forward again too. But by that time, his forward smash had already been out there. So like it was just such a crazy interaction where it's like he just happened to be like overlapping, but a little more to the other side, so you wouldn't get hit by forward smash. But then by that time, he got pushed forward again, and then was there. And it's all because he ran past him in intangibility. He probably would have been better if he actually just went up and did a... but it wouldn't have killed.
No, he needed the forward smash to KO.
Yeah,
it
he
was
needed
at
the
50%.
forward smash, that's the thing.
He needed the forward smash, so he couldn't even go for the jab backer in that scenario.
Do you think he would have got jab forward smash from that, though? If he dashed... Because he got the dash forward, so he would have gotten one of the close forward smashes, right?
Yeah.
Or close jab.
Right. He would have got the broken jab. So he probably could have. I mean, you're probably not breaking down the scenario like in that situation.
Oh, yeah. You don't have time for that.
right. So I mean, I think you're right. But in that situation, I think Cola was just like, I think he's gonna roll out forward smash, right? And very unfortunate, like weird thing happening with unit collision. But nonetheless, I mean, it's not like Leo didn't play well the entire set, right? Like Cola was up 2-0, then Leo like bodies him game 3 and 4, like destroys him, and then it was still like kind of destroying him game 5. But Cola had pretty much max rage or about max rage, and then Leo was at like 50, and then he got a tech chase and almost got the I killed you at 50 with Roy win condition going, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But Cola did get the run back versus Mars in winners.
He did.
And Mars actually SD'd, kind of SD'd. It was like one of those things where like Mars missed an up B follow-up, and because of that, Cola got the reversal and took one of the games like that. So I guess kind of equivalent exchange going on here coming up from Summit, right?
Right. No,
something
100%.
of the sorts.
Yeah, man. The redemption arc, man. But yeah, regardless, I mean, talk about Mars, right? I believe Mars at Riptide
another
got
redemption
33rd,
arc.
right? So yeah, another redemption, right? Someone really coming to the fold. And this is something where I think it's just people getting more familiar with being back offline and taking the tournaments, right? Because it's a very different environment. It's definitely a very different environment from an invitational, although it's despite how incredible Summit is, it's an invitational, right? So it's like, I'm just going to focus on these particular opponents. I'm zeroing in on this. I'm not sitting there where it's like I have to go ahead and I have to like preserve my stamina in some way, right? Like I have to figure out kind of the easiest ways for me to win without utilizing any of my mental dexterity, whatever you want to call it. So then I am ready and I can put all my mental fortitude in the matches that matter once I get into the top 32, top 16, you know, etc. Right. So it's a different tournament. But I mean, you saw him do really well. Cosmos was able to come out to bat. Yo, Charlie the King going out there doing commentary and also doing well on the sticks.
He actually got upsetted day 1 against a Dr. Mario named Bacon.
Yeah, who won low tier, right?
Right, and then Charlie, like, so he goes into losers that early, commentates as well on that day, and then the next day comes all the way back and gets 9th. He beat I know Pink Fresh was one of the victories he got, so he ended up losing to Meister to get into top 8 losers. Unfortunate, but yeah, I mean the Buzz getting 13th. I mean Larry and Charlie. So SoCal coming through, almost breaching into that top 8, but Charlie and Larry got 9th. Tilde and Wadi as well getting 9th. Tilde has been making so many waves with Falcos.
He has.
I think it's so funny that Tilde and Larry both got 9th. Like, I know Larry probably doesn't go nearly as much Falco. Tilde kind of feels like a solo Falco main at this point.
Pretty much,
And Larry definitely, like, uses majority Wolf and then will bring the Brawler or the Falco when he sees fit kind of deal.
Yeah.
I feel, man, Meister does so well at all these tournaments, and then he just loses to Mexico. He lost to Chag in winners.
Yeah.
And Chag also got into top 8 winner side, so shout out to Chag. He did really well. I know he's been kind of in a slump. So, again, man, I feel like this tournament felt like a whole-ass redemption arc, bro, for so many players. And, yeah, so Meister loses to Chag in winners and then loses to Leo in losers, dude. Like, Oh man, it's crazy that if Meister ever figures out how to beat Leo, he can win tournaments. He can literally like get first place. Like that is it just feels like it's been his demon. And I mean, there's so much players like within this top 10 or top 5 of caliber where Leo is going to be your demon, right? Because he just wins most of the tournaments. But damn, it's like, and it's your own region too, right? Like I feel like Meister travels out to all these tournaments and he just loses to his own region. Like,
he just loses to his homie, dude. And afterwards, like, yo, let's go eat. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I guess, bro. Like,
and he's so good.
Yeah, it's crazy because Meister to me almost like, and this is not to say anything bad about Dabuz. Dabuz, you know, doing solid by the way, you know, being at 13th. But like, I feel like now when you talk about the model of consistency, I almost feel like Meister is kind of that person now, where it's like, dude, it's the way he plays, it's his character, like it's just a combination of like, dude, he's not going out like before like top 8, like, you know, like I feel like he's always just gonna be there and he's always gonna be close to the bag, and then it's literally just like eventually he's just gonna run into his countrymen and like he's gonna lose to them, and that's it. Like everyone else, like you're all guaranteed going to lose to me. Like you can roll up your controller whenever you see me and go ahead. It's pretty nutty to think about.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of... maybe some spectators kind of came into this tournament, they're like, oh, no Tweak, no Spargo, like, meh. But this tournament still delivered tenfold. It was so exciting to watch. Meister actually defeated Mars, and he said he hasn't taken a set off of Mars for 2 years. So that was a really big W for him. He was able to take out Mars in losers top 8. So... Yeah, and so Mars and Cosmos also getting 7th place, tied for 7th. Both of them played very well. Again, Mars, I know Mars is trying to win this whole thing, so 7th, obviously not going to be the happiest about it, but a lot better than 33rd than Riptide, right? So at least breaching into that top 8 now. Cosmos coming in, didn't have the best showing at Summit, but played very well here, and ended up losing to Light and Leo. Now, so... You know, shouts to Chag. He did really well showing the Palu. We haven't seen too much Palutena. I think a lot of people are kind of getting reminded of how strong Palutena is. But Light getting 5th as well. And I really want to say...
Can we talk about it?
I'm definitely going to talk about Light. I'm biased as, you know, as Fox, baby. All right, so I actually think one of the most impactful matches of the entire bracket was ESAM and Light winners semis. I think Light is another player that is one of the players that can give Leo a run for his money, and definitely was a player that gave Leo a run for his money, especially when Leo was playing the sword archetype, right? When Leo was on the Ike, on the Lucina, Light was one of those players that when you saw Leo Light, it was like you don't know who's going to win.
Yeah, he ran up on him.
Right. I mean, I think Fox just can do well. I mean, it's such an intricate matchup, right? Like the rush down Fox versus like the sword, like Melee Marth kind of deal, right?
It's a classic. It's a Smash classic for sure.
It's a Smash classic, and they both just play it really well, and you just really never know who's gonna win. Light actually told me he thinks Byleth Fox is even. I feel like, especially at the beginning, a lot of people thought Fox just ran over Byleth, but that Nair is just so broken. Byleth Nair is like, if you think Sephiroth Nair is good, Byleth Nair is like way better.
Oh yeah. Byleth is insane, and that's like
so broken.
Even just short hop version is insane. Then you add in if you got the right full hops or the IDJ stuff, then it becomes like it becomes wild. Like it becomes one of the most insane nairs to me, like in the game. Like if you actually get the full extensions and everything that can happen from it, because you can chain the stuff, you can do short hop stuff, you can get some tech chases with it. You know, it just does so many things for you. Like it's crazy. Early percent, late percent, like you got it.
So Moist Light, Moist Light. Moist coming through, picking up, I believe now 4 Smash players. So shouts to Moist. But yeah, Light really getting the short end of the stick in terms of bracket luck. I will say Pikachu and Game & Watch. So he lost to both ESAM and Meister. I think 3 of Fox's worst matchups, and then like of these 3, certain Foxes will order them differently. But Pikachu, Pichu, and Game & Watch, I think, are Fox's 3 hardest matchups. I actually think Game & Watch is probably the worst, because anyone that can just shut down Fox's vertical pressure, like if Game & Watch sees Fox above him, he doesn't have to like read him or anything. It's like, oh, did you double jump? I'm gonna up B and it's gonna hit you. Oh, did you swing there? I'm gonna up B. I'm intangible. I'm gonna hit you. Like, did you try to tomahawk empty fall? Like, you were above me. I just up B. I hit you, right? Like, the only thing you can really do is try to like neutral air dodge into Game & Watch. And that's not smart either. Like, that's just...
Yeah, that's not smart at all.
That's not good. So it's like you have to play the matchup very horizontal, which Fox can still do with some lasers, and you have a good dash attack. But on top of that, like, if he shields dash attack and up smashes you, right? So it's like your horizontal pressure is a little risky. You can try to go for some pokes with forward tilt and stuff like that. I think Light took ESAM and Meister both to Game 5. So I think he played the matchups phenomenally. But it's still, it's really hard.
It's just very hard, man.
Fox has to, one of the biggest strengths about Fox is if you're able to set up like nairs on block, right? That's where the character really excels, is when he can set up those scenarios. And against those characters, you really can't set up that scenario too well. Pika will just like, Pichu can just like up air or nair, kind of just beat you out. And even then, Pikachu and Pichu are more along the lines of how hard they dumpster you off stage.
Right,
like they destroy Fox off stage. But yeah, definitely with Meister or Game & Watch, you have that factor, and you have just up B shutting down nair in general, just like falling nair on top of the target. So kind of sucks. I think if Light was on the other side of winners, he could have done really well. Or like the deciding set of this tournament was Light versus ESAM, in my opinion. I mean, honestly, I don't know like super know how Light would have done versus Leo. That would have been a toss-up. But essentially, ESAM and Light were fighting, like, they weren't just fighting to go into winners finals. They were fighting to see who fights Meister and losers. Because the loser of that fought Meister, and both of them do not want to fight Meister.
Good. Yeah.
Both of them want to avoid Meister. So it's like that match right there, they were like fighting for their, not just their winners bracket life, just
they're fighting for their life out here.
Yeah, like their whole bracket life. So, because like I said, the loser of that went down and fought Meister. Even though Light fought pretty valiantly, Meister took it pretty handily. Game 5, I believe. It was he just, again, Meister, like you said, just feeling like one of the more consistent players in this top 8. Like, every time I pull up a top 8, I see Meister there. You know what I mean? Obviously, you have like Leos and stuff like that, right? Like Leo always placing 1 and 2. He's the most consistent player for sure, right? But even like Meister kind of joining the ranks. And again, what region am I hearing?
Good old Mexico, man.
Mexico, man.
Good old Mexico, doing well.
So good.
So many players, man. Remember when people thought Chag was just trash? He was just some silly Bayo kid. And he's out here just botting people. Except for those who want to take pictures with him for some random reason, because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw that. Yeah,
that was very weird.
It was Goon World. But also, too, then, gotta credit where credit's due. It wasn't just two Panda boys, doing a solid. I mean, we had Wadi, bro. Wadi coming out here, and
Mewtwo.
Yeah, Mewtwo,
mostly
bro.
Mewtwo. I don't know if it was on Mewtwo, but like he went like mostly Mewtwo to my mind.
Most of what I saw was with the Mewtwo, and to me that is significant. I'm so happy about that, because this character, I've heard you talk about it every now and then. I know Larry's talked about it. The character has so many good tools and is very, very, very close to being like this insane threat. Like, and the character got these buffs. A lot of people didn't really recognize how good some of these buffs were. And I think Wadi is out now, like, really kind of showcasing that, right? He's someone who loves to play with Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is ridiculous now, whether it's literally like uncharged or charged. Like, it is crazy. You can essentially like follow behind it, and set up things and set up pressure. The combo game is still going to be there with the character, right? Having extreme like strong tools with it, whether it's the jab, whether it's the down tilt, having those throws. I mean, disable is crazy. Confusion is crazy. And I love to see that Wadi's going after it with the character. It seems like some of these people are now taking some of these characters who got some of these small buffs here and there, and really trying to push how they do things. So it's not just the deal. Like, a lot of the DLC is doing great, obviously, because they're very, very strong characters. But it's really cool to see some of these characters too, who initially weren't in a discussion when it comes to the initial meta of Ultimate, kind of push forward and now be in a discussion. And some of these people kind of going back to the roots and being like, wait a minute, like, you know what?
I can just play my Smash 4 character.
I can still do this. What am I talking about? So that's really sick to me. obviously, I know you already talked about Larry a bit. I'm just happy to see him out there. I know a couple of people said it before, right before quarantine, that he seemed like he's kind of getting back into his footing.
Yeah,
and you know, we may see the the Smash 4 Larry Lurr come back, and it seems like that is what's happening. I hope he continues to travel more and kind of gets comfortable, because I think he really can get back into that upper echelon that we all know him from. You know, he's in so many different games. So, dude, but yeah, I don't know what your final thoughts on this tournament. I think it was incredible. I'm sure for you being there, it must have been a whole nother thing to be there and to cast it.
Oh,
but,
yeah,
man,
absolute fun. Like,
it's
it was
great.
a bigger tournament for sure.
Yeah. Even all the way down, like, you know, you go down to 17th, you have Zenodo doing stuff, Ling Ling,
Ned on the Sephiroth. Ned versus Light was such a cool set game.
Ned.
Game 5, really coming through with the Sephiroth.
Yanni?
Yoda Cage, 13th with Bowser Jr. Like,
yeah.
Like, dude, the character variety we have here is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, we got ourselves a game, ladies
yeah.
and gentlemen. We got ourselves a hell of a game. People are getting better. People are just, we've talked about it, getting optimal, right, with their combo game too, and really kind of breaking down what are your core, like, yes, you have a way to express yourself and differences how you want to do things, right? But people are starting to get better at the foundational things, right? Like, if you are here, you have like 2 options, and if you pick anything else, like, you're dead, or you're taking a ton of damage. Like, people are just getting better at those kind of scenarios in the game and finding those points of contention, and you can see it. That's why you see like all these characters rising up, and I also think that's why like some of the stuff is starting now. Like, you gotta keep Leo on his toes, because now it's like, yeah, Leo's gonna outread a lot of people, right? He's gonna be better than a lot of people in neutral and all those things. But if I hit you, you just become another sandbag, bro. Like, that's it. Right. You know, it don't matter if it's Leo or not, right? Like, if I'm hitting you and it's if it's a real combo, it's a real combo, right? If it's a real setup, it's a real 50-50, it's a real 50-50. Yeah. If it's a real edge guard, it's a real edge guard. And you're seeing that from a lot of people right now. It's not so much of just like, I'm just going to sit in neutral and play neutral 20 billion times, and just because I know tricks that you don't know before, I'm just going to beat you. Like, I don't need to know what you're doing. Like, now you kind of need to know what people actually have out there, man, and their setups and strategies. So I love it. That's what the game I want to see.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, that's going to be it for the Glitch 8.5 recap. If you guys enjoy the content and you want to see more of it, let us know in the comments how much you guys like these recaps. I love doing these kind of recaps, kind of like breaking down some character and player metas, right? It's always fun to do here with my friend Bam. We love just analyzing all the different meta shifts and all that kind of stuff, right? So, yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys think of it. And if you liked it as well, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. But it's going to be it for us. Peace out.
Peace.